This is the first major military intervention into Russia in 80 years since World War II. 2.5 years after Russia invaded Ukraine, the tables were turned with a significant Ukrainian military attack on Russia. This incursion began on August 6th in this area of Kursk. What they were looking for were areas that were poorly defended and where they would have an ability to advance and prevent Russian counterattacks. We reported from the Suja border control point in Russia. And you saw here really the remains of a losing battle on the Russian side, a losing battle to keep control of the border. The actual buildings of the crossing point were blown apart. There were shell craters in the asphalt. We saw Ukrainian soldiers pulling the bodies of dead Russian soldiers out of this location. The goals of the incursion are to force Russia to divert soldiers who are fighting Ukraine in eastern Ukraine, inside the country, to this new battle in the Kursk region of Russia. And this would relieve pressure on very depleted and exhausted troops inside the country. Another goal is to achieve leverage in peace talks by holding territory inside Russia. It's not exactly clear how far they've reached, but at least in some areas about 10 miles farther into Russia. It succeeded because it was kept secret, and this was a significant feat. It's very difficult to keep secrets in modern war. The senior commanders learned about 3 days in advance, and the soldiers about a day in advance, that they would be attacking into Russia. The secrecy did have a cost. People who lived there couldn't be told of what was planned, and Russia's response was bombardments of these areas. This left Ukraine scrambling to evacuate civilians in the last few days. It's clear that this incursion has shifted the equation, but we don't yet know what Ukraine will hold once the dust settles. It's certainly been a morale boost for the Ukrainian military.
Slava Ukraini!
They had been stuck in very slow-moving and very violent trench fighting. There's also a sense of payback for these soldiers, that after 2.5 years of their cities being bombed and their towns being occupied, that it's time to bring the war to Russia.